Feeling stuck rewatching Demon Slayer for the 4th time like it's comfort food? Yeah, same. Here are 10 action anime that are fresh, underrated, and honestly better than half the overhyped stuff out right now. Time to upgrade your watch list. Just a heads up before we dive in. Minor spoilers ahead.
お前が孫でじいちゃん嬉しいよ。だが、本当のリスクはこれからだ。
First on our list is Mission Yozakura Family. Most people just want to survive high school, but Taiyo Asano has to survive marrying into a family of assassins who want him dead. All he ever wanted was a peaceful life with Mutsumi, the quiet girl he's always cared about. But her family is basically a private army in disguise, and they see Taiyo as a liability that needs eliminating. To stay alive, he agrees to marry Mutsumi and start training as a spy himself, diving headfirst into a world of high-tech gadgets, surprise ambushes, and siblings who keep testing whether he's worth keeping around. At first, he's completely out of his depth, but the more danger he faces, the more he learns to fight back and maybe even earn their respect. The story balances absurd spy comedy with moments that hit surprisingly hard, and the animation brings it all to life, with sharp action, stylish designs, and non-stop energy that never overstays its welcome. Next on the list, we've got Gachiakuta, and this one goes hard right out of the gate. In a world where the rich live high above the clouds and the poor are treated like literal garbage, Ruto gets framed for murder and thrown into the abyss, a massive trash pit filled with monsters, outcasts, and no way out. He's angry, betrayed, and completely alone, but he's not going down quietly. Down there, survival means fighting with anything you can get your hands on, and Ruto learns how to turn trash into deadly weapons using a mysterious power called Jinki. What starts as pure revenge slowly becomes something more as he finds others like him and starts to push back against the world that threw him away. The art is rough, stylish, and full of grit. The action is fast and messy in the best way, and the whole vibe feels like Jujutsu Kaisen had a punk rock phase and got left in a junkyard to survive. Next on the list, we've got Tougen Anki, a brutal bloodline battle wrapped in chaos and character growth. Shiki Ichinosa is just your average hot-headed teen until he finds out he's part Oni, a cursed race blamed for centuries of destruction. That secret gets him targeted fast, and when his dad is murdered in front of him, Shiki's whole world flips in one night. He joins the Oni Defense Force, not because he wants to save the world, but because someone took everything from him and he's ready to fight back. The story hits hard with fast pacing, sharp character arcs, and fight scenes that go from clean to feral in seconds. It's got that raw, early Tokyo Ghoul energy with a splash of Blue Exorcist, but meaner, louder, and way more fun to watch when the fists start flying. Next on the list is Clevatess, a dark fantasy that surprises you in the best way. Alicia dreamed of being a hero and was chosen among 13 warriors assigned with legendary swords to slay the Demon King. But things went horribly wrong. What was supposed to save the continent nearly destroyed it all. When Clevatess retaliates and raises the kingdom, he adopts the only surviving royal baby and resurrects Alicia only to bind her to him with dark magic. She's undead, enslaved, and forced to care for the child. This unlikely trio, Demon King, Child, Undead Hero, now embarks on a twisted journey filled with philosophical tension, world-shaking choices, and emotional weight. If you're into stories that blur the lines between monster and humanity and push you to question everything, this one's worth the ride. Halfway in and still no skips? That's a good sign. Tap that like and subscribe if you're finding something new. Next on the list, we've got Sword of the Demon Hunter, Kijin Gentosho, a time-spanning supernatural samurai tale with serious emotional depth. The story begins in the Edo period, where a quiet swordsman named Jinta protects a shrine maiden from lurking demons. That setup sounds simple, until time starts shifting and their mission stretches across centuries. Jinta becomes immortal, cursed to walk through different eras of Japan, watching the world change while carrying the same blade and the same burden. It's not just monster of the week action either. The story is layered, poetic, and slow-burning, with each time period revealing more about Jinta's past, his pain, and what he's really fighting for. Visually, it leans into traditional aesthetics, with detailed backgrounds and atmospheric lighting. The action hits, but it's the story that lingers, haunting, steady, and beautifully told. Next up is Yaiba, Samurai Legend, a throwback-style action anime that's wild, loud, and not afraid to get a little ridiculous. Yaiba Kurogane isn't your stoic, serious samurai. He's loud, reckless, and kind of a chaos gremlin with a sword. His only goal? Become the strongest warrior in Japan, even if he has to fight gods, demons, and the occasional talking animal along the way. The story kicks off when he gets pulled into a battle against ancient evil, and from there, it's one over-the-top sword fight after another. But behind the comedy and big energy, there's real heart. Yaiba grows not just in strength, but in maturity, even if he still picks fights with everything that moves. The animation pops with bold, classic designs, exaggerated expressions, and sharp kinetic action. If you want high-energy samurai fun without all the brooding, this one delivers. Next on the list is Lazarus, a slick sci-fi thriller directed by Cowboy Bebop's Shinichiro Watanabe and backed by John Wick action choreography. Yeah, it's that stacked. The year is 2052. Humanity is thriving thanks to a miracle drug called Hapuna that cures everything, until it doesn't. Turns out, the drug's creator planned for everyone who took it to die all at once. A former special agent named Lazarus is the last line of defense, hunting down the man behind it while racing against time to stop a global wipeout. It's got that jazz-infused, high-speed, near-future vibe with a sharp edge, blending intense hand-to-hand combat with smooth cinematic visuals. This is pure cyberpunk energy, cool, dark, and packed with fight scenes that actually make you flinch. Next on the list is To Be Hero X, a chaotic superhero anime that looks ridiculous on the surface, but secretly goes way harder than you'd expect. Set in a flashy, over-the-top world full of costumed heroes and reality-breaking powers, the story follows X, a masked vigilante everyone sees as the villain even though he's the only one trying to do the right thing. Most of the hero society is fake, corrupt, or completely incompetent, and X is the guy cleaning up their messes while dodging explosions and public hate. The tone flips fast, from dumb comedy to sharp emotional gut punches, and the action animation is insanely smooth, with fight scenes that move like they were choreographed frame by frame. It's One Punch Man meets Mob Psycho 100 with a bit of that Chinese web anime flair, and honestly, it's way more clever than it lets on. Next up is Shangri-La Frontier. And if you've ever rage quit a buggy game, this one's going to feel painfully familiar, in a good way. The story follows Rakuro, a gamer who specializes in trash games, the kind with broken mechanics and cursed level design. So when he jumps into Shangri-La Frontier, a top-tier VR game, he's overprepared in all the wrong ways. Instead of playing safe like most, he dives straight into high-level boss zones with zero armor, wild strategies, and pure adrenaline. It's not just about grinding or gear. This show makes every fight feel intense, personal, and smart. Rakuro plays like a madman, but there's real method behind the chaos. The animation is crisp, the combat flows like a high-end action RPG, and the world building feels alive without drowning you in lore. It's hype, smart, and way too fun to stop watching once it clicks. Last on the list, we've got Undead Unluck, a wild ride that feels like a superhero anime written during a fever dream, in the best possible way. Fuko's touch brings catastrophic bad luck to anyone she comes in contact with, and she's ready to end it all until she meets Andy, a man who literally can't die. Together, they make the world's most chaotic duo, getting pulled into an underground organization that hunts people with strange, rule-bending powers tied to concepts like unchange, untruth, and yes, unluck. It sounds messy, and it is, but the writing's sharp, the fights are imaginative, and the story gets deeper and darker the further you go. Visually, it's bright, fast, and kinetic, with an art style that leans hard into comic book energy. It's funny, violent, and way more emotional than it has any right to be. List done? Mission complete. I'm out. See you in the next one.